this week, everybody, the U.S. Surgeon General recommended a warning label on social media platforms because of risks to the mental and emotional health of children and teens. Dr. Leo Flanagan joins us. He is a clinical psychologist, trauma expert, the founder of the Center for Resilience. And I know you've got some really strong feelings about this. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Melvin. Good to be here as always. Thanks for the opportunity. The book is really powerful, and it's well researched, it's well done. But when I know when I grew up, it was all play based. There was no such thing as the internet, and maybe when you grew up too, I don't know. But
yes,
when you were play based, you learned about risk taking. Right, you were allowed to kind of roam around and explore things, and you learn to use judgment about what's not a safe thing to do. In this book, there are pictures of today's playground, and when I looked at it, I realized, wow, it would be really extraordinarily hard for a child to bruise a knee in this contraption. Well, I don't want children to get hurt. But, you know, it's better to learn that playing tackle football without equipment is a bad idea when you're 7 years old than when you're 17 years old.
Yeah.
Right? Simple stuff like that. But it's also about creativity and imagination and confidence and self-care, right? As the book says, we are overprotective in the real world and underprotective in the virtual world.
I love that line.
Yeah, it's right out of the book. It's a tremendous book. Now, I've talked to a lot of people about it. They say, well, it's scary. You should be scared. And then you should focus on creating a play-based environment for your children, whoever they may be. And, you know, it's just that simple. There is no benefit for a child having one of these things.
Yeah. Because we're missing the connection. That's also
exactly
what it's about. And I want to get your response to something really quick here. So, because another big related story here in the Los Angeles area was what the school district is doing to pull cell phones away from students on campuses. And we spoke with a principal at a school in Florida, and he shared with us what he is doing at his school. And we want you, we're going to roll this clip, and then I want to get your response on the back end.
Great.
We're seeing them able to actually discuss topics at a greater depth. They're learning how to socialize again and really think through what that socialization looks like without the use of a cell phone in their hand, which has been just a great benefit to our classroom and campus culture as well.
So that's the principal of University High in Orlando, Florida. That's Principal Mr. Tom Ott. What are your thoughts on what he just shared?
Perfect, amazing. He should get some kind of honor. He's just proved that you can take kids' cell phones, smartphones away from them, and they tell you, the kids tell you they do better, right? They have one-on-one relationships. Social media doesn't give you one-on-one; it gives you one-on-thousands.
Yeah.
Right.
And
there's nobody that's your best friend.
And a false, in some respects, Dr. Flanagan, too, a false sense of connection. Because for all of us, I mean, social media, it's curated content. We're all deciding what we're going to put out there on our feed. And it can give you this sense of, you know, maybe you're seeing somebody's picture scroll through, that you're really connecting with them. And because you think you maybe talked to them, but then you really haven't, or you're comparing yourself against someone else. And it really does, like the point you were making about anxiety, it does create anxiety, even for me as an adult sometimes, that I need to take a break.
Yeah, you know, a personal example, a friend from high school, which was a long time ago, right, is always posting on Facebook, which is really the only social media I look at, about where she's been. Mm. Instead of saying, hey, I'm going to whatever place, anybody around want to go? Like together, in person? So, you know, and frankly, from a safety standpoint, I get worried when people spend too much time telling other people who they don't know where they're going. Mm. But I think, you know, to have to have a real friend, to have a cup of coffee with somebody.
Yes.
You know, I have friends that we have an 8-minute deal. I think we talked about this before,
Yeah,
you know, but
this.
I don't know enough that they say I need 8 minutes. I need 8 minutes, and I know them. I've been with them. And when I need 8 minutes myself, I know who to call. I call people that I've been in person with for 20, 30 years. Even though we may talk on the phone, we've got that foundation of being with each other, shaking hands, giving hugs.
And why 8 minutes?
Connections. I'm sorry?
Why 8 minutes?
Why 8 minutes? Because the research says in 8 minutes, that's enough to help people that just need to be heard. And the other thing is, if you really care about anybody, you can find 8 minutes.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
You know, I've built into my week, you know, the Friday cup of coffee in person, right? Go to the same place that makes really odd but great pizza. I'm from New York.
Yeah.
Just to, you know, we know the wait staff, we know the owner. You know people.
Yeah.
You know,
and being intentional about doing so, being intentional about connecting, and it's really important. Thank you so much, as always, for being with us and for offering your invaluable perspective. I want to mention Dr. Flanagan's book. It's now in its 2nd edition, Thriving in Thin Air, Developing Resilience in Troubling Times. It's available at all the usual places that you might find a book. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Melvin. Be well.
You too.
Go out and play.
Yeah, yes, sir. Always a pleasure.